Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Carrie Waltz and I share tips, tools, and techniques for the artist in you. I'm really excited to share with you today a little bit about my 30-day challenge in April. I have decided to do a little bit of layouts in my journal and do little parts of each layout. And I just wanted to show you how I'm doing that. So if you happen to be working on a challenge and you want to make it a little more doable for you, my focus is to create a daily habit of drawing or painting every day. And if I make it convenient for myself, then I'm more apt to continue that pattern, that habit, after the 30 days of April are done. If you follow me at all, I've been posting my work on my Facebook Art by Carrie page, and you're welcome to join me there. I know it's almost at the end of April by the time this will be aired, but you can start any month that you want to. And I would encourage you to decide what you want to focus on. Focused intentionality is a phrase that I often use in helping me remind myself what it is that I want to focus on. And I'm going to be intentional about that practice. Intentionally focusing on creating a daily habit and using line and watercolor is my focus, my current focus right now. It's also because I'm traveling a lot and I want to be able to take things with me when I go. I just got back from a trip from Tennessee and I'll be leaving for Texas soon to visit my mom. So let me show you how I've arranged for the next few days for me, and I'm going to be videoing one of the days. I enjoyed this spread so much that I decided to do another one and work multiple days in it. So I went back to my hiking and exploring photos from my trip to Tennessee. And this is one day of Cades Cove. It was rainy and wet. And instead of doing one scene, like this or this, one big scene each, I decided, because I'm on this daily challenge of painting and drawing every day, that I would break it down. When I did this page in one day. I drew it all in one day. That was one day. This was another day. This was another day. And this was the fourth for this page. So I drew this yesterday. So which one of these do I want to focus on? I think I'm going to start with this because it's one of the simplest and just to get me started. Today I'm going to be working what I would work with if I was traveling. So I want to show you that setup. I have a piece of freezer paper with the slick side on the outside because I'm working on this page. I want to protect this side while I work. Slide that in. Then I get my clips that are a magnet. Well, they're pretty tight today. And I want to clip, if it fits all the way across the pages, I'll clip the whole page, the whole journal together. If that's too fat, then I'll just put several pages together. This is my convenience palette of quinacridone gold, quinacridone magenta, peacock blue, and dioxazine purple. These are QOR and Daniel Smith colors. And I'll put the colors in the description. I always like a clip to hold my paper towel securely. And I'll put that over here. If I was outside painting, this is what I would do. And then my other palette, which is my convenience colors, Hansa Yellow, Perline Red, French Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Sienna. And you can see that my yellow is not very clean. All right, so I'm going to pull up. Okay, one problem I have is the picture that I have this on is on my camera, of which I'm filming. So, all right, well, I'm going to go by my picture and see how well I can interpret what I remember. This was woods behind here with just rough foliage. This was fields of green, and I think I have enough blobs to indicate the bears. And we'll just go from that. So it's my memory, my sketch, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Well, I want you to be able to, I'll put the picture down below so you can see kind of what's in my head. Well, since I have dirty yellow, another thing I like to have is an index card. Let me grab one. I like to have a Windex card, an index card to test the colors. So This is also a good way to clean your paint. I'm just going to lift out some of that top layer. Squeeze if you want a puddle, and then wipe it off to continue. I love, this is my Pentel water brush. One of my one of my most popular videos is when I was introduced, the story of how I was introduced to this brush, and it just has rocked my world. So I hope you have seen that. If not, I'll try to link it to the top. Okay, so I'm going to start with a sort of a grayish blue sky, and I'm going to run that into, it was kind of it wasn't quite spring yet, so there was a bit of green in the foliage, but not a lot. And this is wetter than what my sky is, so I'll probably get a bloom from that, but that's okay. I'm going to just come on down through my bears. I want this part to be a little darker, so I'm going to make my green a little darker, but I think that'll work. Because they were about to walk in to some darker foliage cover in the back. I want it blurred. You got to have your paper wet. Now the bears are going to be darker, so hopefully they'll show up. But that's kind of what they do. They stay in the back edge of the trees sometimes, and so the people that are watching them, some of them get way too close. You're going to just endanger yourself if you get too close. It was kind of a was a really, really rainy day we were there, so the colors were a little more muted, but the grasses were starting to grow. And I want the grass to seem like it's horizontal, laying down, and the vertical of the trees were up and down. So that's why I changed the direction, and I'm going to get it brighter and warmer as I get closer. Atmospheric perspective, you would want your warmer and brighter colors in the foreground. But there were some shadowy areas, darker areas, as we were surrounded by trees on the path, on the road. We were on the roads. There were some crazy people that were not on the road. I'm going to put a little more warmth in that. Okay, so this is just the grass. Those are the bears. I want that to, I think it's cool. Like if I put the back of my hand on it and it's cool, it can sometimes be a little too wet to paint on. But this is just the suggestion of bears. I do not have to be able to see the bears detail. I just want to see enough of the bears to know that that I can tell what they are. And of course, I can always label the bears if you want to do that. And I can paint the bears, or I can put the bears in ink. So whatever you want. But I don't have any black on my paper, in my paint. So what I do is I look at my dark colors, and I want to mix my dark colors. So I'm going to take my ultramarine blue, put it a little bit over here. I'm just I don't need much, but I don't want a lot of water, because I want this an intense color. Then I take the burnt sienna and I mix with it. And I look at what else is a dark color. I can test that. See, that's getting there. That peacock is a dark color. The purple is a dark color, but all of these are cool except for burnt sienna. And when I throw that burnt sienna in there and mix it, that's a little too green, opposite of green. This is the closest opposite I have is the brown. So I just keep playing with it until I get a darker color. That looks pretty black. If I don't want to mix my own black, if I'm back in the studio, I would probably pull out the Payne's Gray and use that. So now what I want to do is I want to start small, my brush, indicate the bear's head, try to see where my pencil lines are. And this mother bear kind of dissolves into the into the grass. And there's a little bitty one behind her. Probably went up a little too high on the back. And there's another little bitty one behind that. I'm using the teeny point of my pintail large, and this one was turned funny and you couldn't even really see it. Definitely. So with this, because it is so far out and so little, I'm going to try to add a little bit of definition in the foliage. I got to be careful because that black is still dry. And I'm trying to indicate again that this is a grassy area. They were walking in the grass. That's why you don't see their little feet. And I could also come back with gouache and indicate some more of that. But to me, that's enough to know that I've seen bears in Cades Cove. And when you see a bear in Cades Cove, it's just black against all the other color. And that's how you can spot them. But there's my baby bears. 3 bears and a mama cub. Now, I'm going to let that dry a little bit and add a little pen and show you how sometimes just a touch of pen can add a little bit more story to your page. I hit that with a hairdryer to speed it up, and I'm using the 005 micron. And I'm going to just exaggerate some of this and put in a little bit of foliage in the background. Taller grasses up front. I'm not trying to really outline anything too specific, but just add a little more detail. And you don't have to do this. You can decide if you want to do it or not. But when I'm through with all the circles, and I'll outline the outside, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And I can put 3 bears and their mom. I wish I'd written 3 cubs and their mom, but oh well. And I could white it out and change that, but you know, it's not that big a deal. I usually do lettering in pencil first and then trace it and then erase the pencil, but we'll see how it goes. It's all right.